That'll be such a DM move to all the players just decide on something and then nah, railroad time, choo choo.
Indeed. Speaking of DM moves, hi everyone, and welcome to the Dreamlands.
This time you got me.
My name is Philip, and I am the Senate.
Wait.
What?
Are we?
Not yet.
We're live.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, we are.
My computer
but you're not
weird,
the Senate.
once again, so who cares?
Oh, understood. I'm not the Senate, but I am long lost lore, which, according to Pierce, is virtually saying I am the Senate.
It feels weird every time you say it.
I think it is, yeah.
And joining me are three of our wonderful players, and I gotta say, one of whom just resubscribed for 34 months.
Ooh.
34 months. Wow. Did you know that if every month you subscribed was a year, you would still be younger than I?
I did know that, yes.
And to me.
How's everyone doing tonight?
This doesn't hurt me the way that hurts a lot of people. Mostly it hurts Amanda, my roommate, so I like to bring it up at all times. But she was the one who brought this up last night. Happy 25th anniversary of The Matrix releasing.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh, the only Matrix movie. Okay.
That's not true. They made an animated one, Ka.
I was gonna bring that one up too.
That's not a feature film, though. It doesn't count.
But it's
Sure was. It's a feature film length.
Isn't
It's
it
an
called
anthology.
The
but...
Animatrix, wasn't that?
Yeah, that's the Animatrix. Yeah.
We were just before we went live here, we were just chatting about how I was trying to go live while we were still talking about it, but then we didn't when Cobb was referring to a DM move of how Pierce was suggesting that for April Fools, I should have just run whatever the opposite of the winning vote for this week was. But guess what happened yet again? It was another goddamn tie. I don't know what to do about these ties. Because there's something really funny about me.
And I feel like the move would have been to just do something completely different.
That's the more April Fool's.
Oh, you know what you should do from now on? Whenever we tie, we just start a new campaign instead.
Full new campaign. Yeah. Oh my god.
Not even that we
Classic
create a new
repeat.
option.
Yeah.
We show up and it's an entirely previously unseen game.
Have any of you read The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett?
Oh no.
Yes, actually, yes. Sorry, I have.
So yeah, so similarly to show how crazy this place is, they flip a coin, right? And it's either heads or tails, and then the wizard, Rincewind, calls edge, and sure enough, it lands on the edge.
Excellent.
Last night, Sophia, I'll mention this while you're here because I know you said you're gonna pop out. We did another one of our strange lores, and it was a very interesting one, and it turned into a very delightful little story of French Canadian romance, and then it was revealed that then Kern 3 said in chat after I'd been doing a French Canadian voice all night, "I'm French Canadian, BTW." I was like beyond mortified. He said it wasn't too offensive. Liv and I were both like, "We're so sorry." He said it wasn't too offensive. But I gotta say, I felt bad. But in fairness to me, I was just doing the impression of a guy I talked to on the phone once who was French Canadian.
Yeah,
and
you're
my only thing I was doing was how weird he said the word character, which was character.
So, yeah, one of the where I went to high school in Maine, that basically our rival town, huge French Canadian population.
Sure.
Like so much so that they have La Kermesse, where like you can't cross the bridge to go over there because they're launching fireworks every night for a week.
Dude.
And all so I've heard a lot of the accents. It's just a ridiculous accent.
It's interesting because it like French, like a normal French accent. I say normal. A French from France accent sounds so much more normal, and it's very strange.
Although one would
think a French Canadian accent would be a milder, like a cross between a Canadian and a French accent, but it's not.
No.
Were you closer to? I guess where you were you closer to Quebec City or to Montreal?
I think we're closer to Quebec. And yeah, definitely. Although it did give me one of my favorite, I guess idioms, not, well, a turn of phrase we'll go with. That is, instead of saying side by side each.
Oh.
Like put these side by each. Yeah.
Wait, is Ottawa in? No, Ottawa's in Ontario, right? It's just on the border, though.
Yeah, I thought Ottawa's more central than that.
It seems like it's right on the border. It's in Ontario. Okay, cool.
But apparently side by each might not just be a French Canadianism, because it is in the James Taylor song Copper Line. About the mid-Atlantic. So
there you go. Well, if James Taylor's singing about it, you know that it's real smooth and light.
Well, Galinor and Saber, the Ottawa Senators are there though. So how can you not tell us? It feels like you're implying that you.
But I mean, also I think what could be implied there by Galinor and Saber is, and that is all that one must know.
Oh,
all that one need know of Canada is the sports teams.
I mean, that's easy. You know every city in Canada then, because every city in Canada has a hockey team.
That's basically the case. Well, thanks everyone for joining tonight. We have, a game one, and I will say that, due to sort of player availability, we might have some other players showing up a little later tonight, but I won't make any promises. I'm not super sure about that. But, given how last week was this is the first time, I believe, that we have had the same lineup. Certainly the first time we've had the same lineup in 2 weeks in a row, but I think this might be the first time we've had the same lineup twice ever. So, as it happens, what won the roll of the die was a bit more on point for what you three were doing last week. So in our last session of this game, in hopes of reconstituting and reanimating poor Frederica, a mission that is close to Asha's heart, because Frederica, Asha friend, and Asha help Asha friend, and Scoo here to sew back together. What big problem? We have Purple Lady.
And it's not that unusual for someone to show up with a pile of body parts and say, "I want to put this back together."
I was like, sounds normal to me. So as the group prepare for all of this, our intrepid heroes went on a mission last week to, this is appropriate for everything we were just talking about, if you add the last letter, to the Condor universe, where they, not the Ha Hero or Lu universe, but the Kondo universe, as they traveled to Wild Range, which was kind of like a Wild West themed thing. Asha gave her number to a Sasquatch bartender.
Oh yeah.
So that was a big victory. Now, can he do anything with that in that time? No, not so much. You would need some kind of telegram, thing, whatever. But you can put that on your list of things you want to do, along with Wi-Fi for CC7722 circa 2020s and everything. You wondered.
If he's serious, I'll figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what? If she says sorry, I'm really busy, she's not that interested. That's just, and move on. It's fine. Okay, so it was a really good sneeze, Pierce. Bless you.
Thank you.
I couldn't tell if you were reaching up to turn on or off your, I know you were to reply thing, but you did that, then it was.
Yeah, it was like it was like, is this one gonna go? It was, oh, yep, it's coming. And then just, yeah.
So, after going to this Wild West thing, after Filian attempted to kill a rat via, in this case, just that he pelted it with some Lego pieces that he summoned, the group then traveled with Quick Eddie, who I never actually revealed to you, but Quick Eddie is a Tommy Knocker.
Oh.
That is his species, so there you go. So that's the thing. If you guys ever go back to Wild Range, we can learn about the Tommy Knockers. But he also burped. He liked to burp up coal pieces. He wasn't generating them. It's because he'd eaten them earlier. As they traveled there, they eventually found in Shadow Gulch a lonely ranch house where they walked right up to the door with Asha sneaking inside and met a gentleman named Igor. Igor was a hunchbacked former laboratory assistant who escaped Raven's dread amidst the tumult that occurred when the Saints and the Stitched rose up against that realm's dread lord, who had been assisted by this Nightmare Rider you have all found out so much, and Orlando, who sided with them for the dark things that came. You learned the name of this man was Professor Ludwig Ketzerschloss. And you sort of chatted with Igor. Filian totally offended him at one point, but Dominic was able to smooth things over. He allowed you all to take some journals. He was very hesitant. That was a combination of reticent and hesitant. But he allowed you to take some journals. One described stitched physiology and the special way that you would reassemble the parts and put this together. The other was a detailed treatise on the sort of meteorological nature of the storm, from which you could sort of build an apparatus to channel the lightning into the body to reanimate it. But it seemed to be sort of the purple dread storm lightning is what did it, from the Dreadland that they used to be in. You definitely had a sense that he was maybe hiding certain things, and that having been found, he was probably going to go on the run again. Igor seemed very sort of, I don't know that you got a good, you got a sense that he was mainly helping you and moved to help you because he did care about Friederike. He was like, oh, she was so lovely, etc. I don't know if you had a full sense of, or I think you felt perhaps his feelings towards Ludwig Ketzerschloss, the professor, were a little complicated. You don't know if he was a 100% ride or die for that guy. The fact that he snuck away meant maybe not so much, but you don't know if he might not have hated him either. He did have a picture of him, which Asha took and has on her person here. He did, when Dominic, staying on task, was like, oh, we're supposed to do something about this guy Orlando, and he gave you guys a couple of helpful pieces of information, one that Henry was very grateful to have, that the Nightmare Rider is a figure in Shadow Elf folklore, specifically from the realm of Caleron, where sort of this, it was the Caleron shadow world that led to the creation of this, of this Dreadland that became Robin's Dread, where these sort of Stitched were created. And this Nightmare Rider is notable because apparently it could ride through all sorts of nightmares, and it was theorized perhaps not only to ones within a single cluster, the way that any Shadow Elf could do. It could literally go between worlds, between dreams. And that, Henry said, now that is something. Sherlock also did say just as I suspected, despite Henry explicitly asking him not to. So that happened. Filian began... also Dominic, learning that this was all the doing of Shadow Elves, is now deeply on board with doing this because he has issues with Shadow Elves from preceding stuff when they stole all his color. And that actually is why, because you made the request, I was like, okay, well, the new thing has to do with Shadow Elves, and hence that. Filian used his ability to sort of translate text to help Asha and Sku translate these journals. So that is where we left off, and if you guys are ready, we can jump into, do anybody have any questions or stuff? Go ahead and reset all your power for the day. Oh yes, let's roll luck, and no one has an unfair advantage at rolling luck.
No matches.
No matches.
2 4s.
2 4s, great. No matches. Here's what we're actually going to do. In honor of April Fools, in like
you said
non-bad joke ways, I'm going to give everyone 1 extra. So that means you guys get 4 and KG you get 5 today.
Okay.
So it's like a lucky day.
He's about to just leave.
Did you hear? She's like, you said. I was like, in honor of, but that's just like in honor, like it's like that's just a celebratory. That's not a mean thing. It's just like a nice.
Are you gonna be doing that all night? Are you just gonna like be constantly saying in honor of April Fool's Day all
You
fucking
just don't.
night because
You don't want it referenced.
no, just if you're gonna be constantly doing that, at some point I will just leave anyways.
Understood.
I don't know what number, I don't know where that line is,
Okay.
but we'll find it if you do that.
Oh,
I will cancel I will cancel all the fun stuff we were doing. That's
oh,
fine.
but I kind of want to know what the number is. Now. I don't want KJ to leave, but I want the question answered.
For science.
Ugh.
How many times? How many times? All right.
This will be the day there where Philip gets canceled. Just
This, please.
Yeah.
amongst many.
I was
He'll be
just
canceled
why-
again.
Why did
this channel
Philip?
started.
What was the finally the broken straw? Well, he badgered a woman with pranks.
Yeah.
And that was what,
What were the
that's what it
pranks?
had been.
Was they mean pranks? No, he just kept like doing nice things for them, but she was just so stressed
But kept
out
saying
by it.
in honor of April Fools every time. In honor of April Fools, here's $20.
What? No! I like the idea. It's like I hand $20 to KJ and she like throws it in a fire. Oh man. Well, there you go.
Oh, it's a
I
real
don't need your
Simpsons
hand.
gag, actually. It feels like.
Very much.
Oh.
So, we will
What are we doing? All right.
what are we? What?
What are we doing?
Yeah, we're just we're gonna jump into it. You guys have rolled your luck. You've restored your power.
Right.
So yeah, we were gonna jump into it. I'm gonna say that everyone who's busy with whatever they've been doing is still busy doing it. Let's just keep it simple. Those nerds,
Sure.
the school, the DJ3 and Nova, they're still doing what it is. Although some of them might come with you just in case they show up later. So.
Yeah.
I believe I heard DJ3 saying something about angel investors. I would not trust the money of a celestial, but
Alternatively, he's getting ready for the big game. The rival school.
He's still training for the championship that he'll never attend.
He's got to
He-
save the local community center from the getting demolished.
So while they're doing that stuff, Henry will sort of come and say, "Yes, Dominic, Asha, and Filian. I think that I have, I know that you traveled to Wild Range, and I think I may have something of a follow-up on the topic of this Nightmare Rider. But I want to sort of clarify that not only is there useful research we could do on this subject, I have seen what seems to be, I'm honest, I believe there is a slight multiversal incursion at the same point. So that means that it is possible that it could be, I do not believe it is Orlando. My divinations have not indicated it is him, but there may be some other agent perhaps trying to, there may be a ticking clock on this one. In other words, someone might be trying to destroy information while you were there. But there is someone in that place who, it's possible it's not a full, and also this is his home sort of cluster, so something is amiss is all I'm saying. So you're to sort of look that out, but your primary objective in this case is not necessarily to stop this incursion, it is to get your own information. But if somebody is trying to sort of stand athwart you, you can sort of do what you must.
Okay.
do you have a sense of the power of this incursive individual? Could this be the Nightmare Rider?
No, I do not believe this is the Nightmare Rider. I believe the Nightmare Rider's power is tremendous. Could this be someone serving them? Yes. This could be someone else in their service. I believe it is now almost, well, we should not assume things. And Sherlock says, yes, absolutely never assume. It's important to not assume, make assumptions ever. It is important to be sort of more... Just use your good deduction, my good friends. Thank you, Sherlock. So glad you chose to join us here. Yes, so, you're going to the world of Caleron, which, as I think I sort of had explained to you, this is the original material plane from which, the nightmares of which led to the creation of Ravensdread. Now Ravensdread has become another material plane within the same cluster, so Caleron is a place that sort of place sprung from.
So it's like the people of this Caloran immigrated to Ravensdread, form a new city, something like that?
More that a city was formed of their scariest dreams, and then that city was made flesh and
Yeah,
now-
I was gonna ask if this place was gonna be similarly horrific.
No, not so much. It is its magic level is moderate. It is not a particularly magical world, but magic exists. The only of the three of you, Dominic, you are sort of someone who will be known to the people there, but the specific region you're going to, you will attract a certain amount of attention. Asha, you will not be known to them, but so basically, I and Filian, I think we're going to stick you in another sort of one of those suits, those sort of
My flesh machines.
Flesh machines, precisely. But this one I have glamoured to look like a shadow elf. So Filian, you're going to appear to be a shadow elf.
Ugh.
Dominic and Asha, if you'd like me to glamour you so that you fit in better, I would make you shadow elves or humans yourself.
No. Don't even think about it.
Sure. You've been a
I'll hurt
human
you.
before, of course, Dominic, when you went to sort of that.
That's the limit of what I'm willing to go. Shadow elves, hell no.
Understood. Would you like to be a human for this mission? Would
I'd rather not.
You can be an orc here. They will just sort of you'll attract attention. Not necessarily a bad thing. Asha, are you willing to be glamoured? Would you? If I suppose you could simply explain that you are a fey creature, and that the idea of that will be known to them certainly.
That sound like fun. What is Asha supposed to steal things? Is Asha supposed to sneak around, or is Asha?
No, you can all be visible there, but what I'm saying is, in your current appearance, lovely as it is, of course, you will attract more attention. People might say, "What are you? Where are you from?"
No, Asha understand that. Is Asha's goal to gather information by sneaking around, or is Asha?
By whatever means you'd like to gather the information. You are, however, going to a university, so there may be information you'll need to sneak around if they won't let you access certain archives. But for the most part, I think that you can probably, hopefully you can just go ask and sort of find there is a gentleman, a folklorist, who is sort of putting together an index of various folklore. His name is Aban Evans.
Aban Evans.
And he is a
Aban
professor
Evans?
of folklore at Exomidian University in Cabruk on the Isle of Tirana.
Can Asha just be Asha, but you just give, I don't know, wings?
Wings would dramatically complicate things. No, I would, if I'm going to
But then Asha Faye.
But you can, not all Fae have wings.
Do they know that?
Yes, yes, they know that, yes.
Okay, fine. Asha just be Faye.
Sure. Or I could make you a little shadow elf.
I think if you make Asha Shadow Elf, Dom try to kill Asha.
Well, Dominic, you're going to be speaking to a lot of shadow elves, so please don't try to kill them. Simply because they are
Wait, hold on. You didn't say that. You didn't say the most important part first.
Arvin Evans is a shadow elf. These professors. They are experts in the folklore of shadow elves. That's what you're going to reference.
Not. He gonna kill everybody.
Well, yes, please. Then okay. Well, then maybe we should rethink this mission. All right. In that case,
No.
you're all going to the Kingdom by the Sea to meet with Dracula.
Wait, what if we bring them back after Dominic kills them?
No, I would prefer you not.
Okay. We're behind enemy lines. We're spying. Okay. I'll deal with shadow elves. We'll just be on a spy mission, dealing with these sub. I won't.
I
complete
would
it.
very much hope you don't. Sherlock, however, will puff on his pipe and just say, "Fascinating. Well, as I've already explained to you, friends, if you want my considerable intellect on this mission, it is difficult for me to simply go with you because I'm already on that multiversal plane.
We don't want it. It's fine.
No, don't worry, old chap. I'll be there, but I'd better go get into my mind there so that I can cross the plane from my current home base in Ravensdread to get to Calderon. I'll see you all very soon." And he just kind of wanders off. And Henry says, "All right, so, hope..."
So then, the next time we find some sort of interdimensional being stranded, we're not bringing it back here.
It wasn't Asha's idea. Asha just wanted his ship.
I agree. We should have just taken the ship.
Asha not say, bring weird guy.
I was about to think it wasn't my idea, but it probably was my idea.
No, I think it was Corinna's idea.
It was Corinna's. But also, I think he kind of just like, I think he asked.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it was any of your idea, but he asked, and in the moment you were like, yeah, sure, I guess we'll help you out. So Henry will hand the dream journal to you, Dominic. But in answer to your question, Asha, Henry's basically saying, like, if you decide you need to sneak, I know you'll be good at that, but this hopefully will be something where you can just go in and not only steal information, you can speak to this expert. It would be great to learn what Aban Evans knows about the Nightmare Rider. Especially how he might relate to Ravensdread and things that happened there. Do you have any other questions, my friends?
Okay. Go in there, spy on these shadow elves, get info on Nightmare Rider and Ravensdread from Aban Evans.
Yes, and if you're able to, and you notice there is a sort of there is some presence there who seems to be from somewhere else, doing something else, causing trouble, investigate
kill them.
it. Well,
And since these are shadow elves, they're of course causing trouble, so we're gonna very subtly undermine their plans.
well, I mean, the sort of the Aprode Ethan's index would seemingly be very helpful to our purpose. So try not to sort of derail their plans too much. Yes, Asha.
So this just another info gather mission?
Well, yes. Yes. Is that a
Okay,
problem?
just making sure.
We never ask you anything. You seem to have gone to a lot of these places. You want us to bring anything back, like any souvenir? Do you have a favorite, like, pastry or something that you'd like brought back?
How kind of you. No, I'm all set, thank you, as far as pastries go. But please. Oh, and of course he'll give you like the money he always gives you, the appropriate currency. But please enjoy any pastries.
Not
and such
always.
things. Well, outside of one time when I didn't think of it for your first mission, I've subsequently given you.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, good luck on this, friends. I'm just going to go deal with some other matters now.
All right then. Which one of us has been to university? Because I haven't.
I have been to a university.
Okay.
Philly, you see he's glamoring your thing
Ewoks
now.
don't have university the way you guys have university.
And pretty soon, he sort of moves over the sort of Dan Stevens thing, but now it looks like a shadow elf.
Okay, I'm gonna need some clarification because all my mind went to is Dan Stevens in complete blackface.
Well, first of all, shadow elves are
No.
gray in this game.
You know, I was thinking of the
Drow.
the community episode. Yeah, the Drow.
Yeah, no, drow. The shadow elves. For the record, shadow elves are not drow in this thing. Shadow elves are.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's the Shadarkai in D&D.
They're not purple like Corinna, right?
They're not purple like Corinna.
So okay, so they're just gray-skinned elves.
Gray. So they have a full grayscale tone. They have the full gamut of human skin tones, full 100% desatch.
Got
So
it.
that
got it,
means
got it.
that when they took away color, they looked exactly the same.
Oh,
after.
so
Correct.
So you just
almost like to them it didn't matter. They're already black and white.
So you glamored me to you just took away the color off the body, basically.
Well, cheekbones, ears.
Okay.
He played around with the sliders in the character
There
creation
we
to get just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sliders. Saturation 0. Cheekbones 100. Ear tips 70. It's not like goblin level, but it's like
I was gonna make a Baldur's Gate 3 or a Cyberpunk character creation joke, but this game doesn't allow that level of character creation, unfortunately.
Sadly, no. Yeah, sadly, yeah. This game of our imagination, we can't do what Baldur's Gate can do.
Correct.
Perfect. Well, in that case, Philiad is once again. Oh, I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
He's not getting sunglasses. I don't know what he's getting. I don't
I don't know.
He put
I guess
Philly
like
away
it's
in a box.
He's so like casually and politely left to go pick up Legos, I assume, as opposed to his just stream of profanity when he forgets the sunglasses, which is the only thing keeping me on the channel. Okay, so we go talk this guy, get some info, leave, eat some pastries. Should be easy.
Just a quick in and out. Easy job. 5 minutes.
Walk in the park. What could possibly go wrong?
3 episodes later.
Asha, not sure how much TV you guys watch, but you're raising a lot of red flags right now.
I can't afford a TV.
What is a TV?
Yeah, that tracks.
I have seen many Punching Judy plays.
I'm terrified he's coming back with some kind of like joke prank. I don't know,
No.
but I can't handle
He's
it.
not gonna do that. It's not really.
I keep forgetting to bring this guy out.
No, see, so there's like a thing like among there's like I don't remember what it is, but there's like a thing among the gnomes, KJ, where you don't celebrate your birthday, but you celebrate every other day of the year as if it was your birthday. But on your birthday, you don't do any celebration. That's Philip on April Fool's Day. On April Fool's Day, he's not going to do any pranks because he tortures us the other 364 days.
Yeah. It's like why? What does Ryan say on the Office about Valentine's Day, where he's like I don't believe in Valentine's Day. Like you're supposed to like do all this stuff for your girlfriend just like one day a year. Like no, like show me the guy who doesn't do that any day a year. That's who I would be. Anyway,
Let's say
hi Fillion.
Hello.
So Fillion now. Also, I'm doing this on an episode in which you're getting put into a face and not seen. So I now realize that was a really stupid thing to go do.
I really want you to do now is leave and come back with like a Dan Stevens cutout that you can put in the background.
Hold on,
God.
let me go print a picture of Dan Stevens' face and then put Fillion and score the paper.
Just
so
like
I can stick Fillion into it.
you just happen to pick up a Kong times or Godzilla times Kong standee to put in the background.
How do you say that, everybody? What poll? How do you pronounce that title?
I would have to see it would be by. I would say Kong by Godzilla. I know that they want it to be an and,
movie?
but we already have a bunch of symbols for and it's not the letter X.
I mean, yes, because I feel like when you carve your names into a tree, sometimes you do a plus, sometimes you do an X.
You pronounce
does
it
X
exactly
for
like
that?
Hunter x Hunter. The X is silent. It's just Godzilla Kong.
Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I
Yeah.
just did this. I should have just Googled. According to publicists for Legendary Pictures.
Oh,
And
well,
this actually does go to how I feel like I've used it how I see it used, because it's a lot of brand collabs do this, right? That's kind of I think where it started. You don't say it.
Yeah.
You
The
literally
Hunter
call
Hunter
the movie
method.
Godzilla Kong: The New Empire.
Yeah.
Why even put the X?
yeah. Why can't it just be 2 words?
The X is effectively functioning like a slash
It's a separator.
Then why not do a slash?
because
Because
then
they're
you'd
not
probably say
shipping
slash.
Godzilla and Kong
but
together.
no, because
A slash means you ship them together.
Well, that would be a hyphen, right? A slash is like an either or thing.
no, but
right?
slash is like slash fiction. Kirk
Oh, I
Spock,
see.
Sherlock,
Well,
Lovestone.
yes, a slash implies that they're sort of interchangeable, and a hyphen sort of implies that they are the same thing. So I guess like this is a thing of like they are there, but separate.
I just
But
just
do not
realized
acknowledge
also
it.
there's another Empire movie called Ghostbusters: The Frozen Empire.
Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, Strikes Back, comma Empire the. Oh dear. Well, in any case,
I also like
Billions-
Godzilla by Kong because it implies that they're standing by each other in this fight against some unknown force.
My husband did not appreciate that I was saying it was Kong and Godzilla's buddy cop movie. He did not like that.
was it though?
I mean, for like 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay, then great. Then you were right to say it. It was.
I am always right to say everything I say.
That's fair.
Now I'm imagining Chris Rock and Jackie Chan's voices coming out from Kong and Godzilla.
So close. Might as well have.
Kong yelling at Godzilla, do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
But I really like the idea. Oh, Street Fighter X Tekken, they pronounce it Cross Tekken, according to Galanorian Saber. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So it could be Godzilla Cross Kong.
Why? Oh my god. We take such liberties with the written language that we shouldn't be allowed to do.
Oh yeah. Marketing will always be the worst with this because they will just need to come up with some new. They will need to innovate English.
So we walk through the dream.
In any event, we're gonna also sometimes we'll hand wave this stuff. You guys awaken in someone's dorm room, having witnessed a weird dream.
Oh, but he totally had a weird stress dream. That's fine. Okay.
Oh, well, no, we're going to the stress dream? No problem. Roll a
T8. To a university. This level of pedantry and language discourse would, of course, be a dream.
7?
That was the dream we walked through. Him discussing the.
7 is a you do. I won't go into detail in it, especially not in honor of April Fools, because you witness it is a sex dream.
I would like to hear an in honor of April Fool's sex dream, please.
The young individual. Hold on, I gotta roll. It seems to be.
Do you have a table for dreams, or is that a table specifically for stress dreams?
Dreams.
Okay.
The dream in question is, or the figure in question is a elvish male, who is. And it's a real like limbo dream where it's like this elf and another elf like all like starting to kiss but nothing's happening. It's real frustrating.
So it's not a sex dream as much.
Because it clearly is, and like they're sort of naked but they also aren't. It's very weird. But you guys have seen so many dreams. Like sometimes when you look they're naked and sometimes they're not.
It's the dream to edit.
Did anybody watch X-Men 97 episode 3 yet?
Not yet.
Damn. Okay, it's like that. It's like a thing from that. Don't worry about it. Okay. So, the point is, you guys wake up in this person's dorm room, and this is also, bear in mind, this is like old timey dorms. You know, it's not like a modern day. This thing has a real kind of much older school vibe to
Harry Potter.
Earlier. But the person in his dorm is like twisting and turning, and grunting.
All right.
So you guys can creep out, no problem. And now you emerge on the quad of Exomidian University. It is a Pierce, roll a D8 for me.
5.
It is a mostly clear day. There are some clouds in the sky. The temperature is moderate. Probably in the morning, like 60s. Brisk, but you can tell it'll be, when the sun's out, it's probably like a springtime kind of thing, and it's not raining or anything. The university is in a beautiful sort of Gothic revival, kind of everything looks like cathedrals and castles and things, so Filian, to you it looks normal. As the three of you emerge, you notice that for the most part what you're seeing are elves and humans. There are a few dwarves moving around. Asha, Dominic, give me a luck roll.
4d4, I guess. 4d8. 2 3s. Fantasy.
2 3s fantasy, perfect. Then guess what? There actually are a few other orcs present that you even notice.
Oh, hey.
So you're kind of like, okay, so like it's not like even on this campus, you're not like literally the only orc standing here.
I'm the only one with a suit though, right? Do they all wear
They're in more
colors?
old-fashioned looking suits. Your suit is a little more sort of modern and sharp. Asha, on the other hand, you are definitely occasionally like some student will just sort of be walking. They're all also wearing kind of like in that like older school thing of like all the students are wearing like suits, but they're like ascots rather than like ties,
Oh, it's that kind of school.
Yeah, it's imagine like Oxford in like 1870 or something is the vibe. So Asha, as your but you are there's a lot of like double takes, people sort of pass by, and yeah, one shadow elf is sort of walking and sort of sees you and actually like literally like walks into a hedge, and sort of.
Asha's just well, to the people that weren't that person, just gonna be like, hey, hi, how you doing? Hi, just like saying hello to anyone that stares at her long enough.
A few, you get a couple of waves back. The one who sort of walked into some stuff kind of brushes leaves off herself and just.
She will say to that one like, oh, "Watch out! They put bush there." Ha.
Hello. I'm so sorry to be rude. I'm just are you a student here? I think I would have remembered seeing you before.
Excuse me? Are you assuming that she can't be a student here?
No, I'm saying I would have remembered if you had. Are you a new student? If you're a student.
Okay, fine. Asha Faye. Ooh.
You're a fae?
Yes.
It's more of like a fey-touched creature, actually, but not a proper fey.
Well, hello. Actually, unfortunately, she will just start speaking in Sylvan to you immediately.
to me? Or
no, to Asha. That's not. I'm not even being a. That's what she would do. That's what this nervous person. She'd be like,
I think you're having stroke.
Do you? I'm sorry. I just. Are you a guest lecturer or something? Is my dialect wrong for your? Which area of the Fairylands are you from?
Have any of you seen Inglourious Bastards?
Yes.
Buongiorno.
Perfect. Yeah.
We didn't establish a cover story of why we're here, right? We're just asking around.
We're just here.
Yeah.
I was about to say the cover story was your druid, but
yeah. You know, Fae stuff. Just looking around.
You know how Fae are. They're capricious. They go where they want.
Of course. I'm so sorry. I just I'm a student of sort of the Fairylands and the Shadow Elves, and sort of just sort of I specialize in sort of a point of crossing. So I just was but I didn't think you were a Fae. I was wondering what you were and where you came from. But you say you're a Fae, so I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. My name is Karis.
Karis?
Yes.
Carrot?
Karis. Caris.
Oh.
Didn't ask, but okay. We're looking for the School of Folklore.
Yes, I can. Well, well, I can take you there if you'd like.
Sure. We're looking for a specific professor. If you could maybe introduce us, that would probably be advantageous.
Okay, yes. This way. She'll say one other little thing in Sylvan and pause, and then when she sees Asha's not replying, she'll just say, I think my dialect is
Bless you.
wrong. My pronunciation just is, oh dear, and she'll just kind of begin moving you.
Do you not have a way to universally translate languages with all of your space magic, Asha?
Wait, why does Filian sound different?
Well, I talk to them in my normal voice, but when I'm Dan Stevens, I talk in a much more elegant accent when I talk to other people.
Oh gosh. Oh, he doesn't have to talk like that?
No. I figured that there was some sort of like difference.
Otherwise, it'd be really weird for the old man voice to come out of Dan Stevens.
Yeah, I thought it would be really weird for the old man voice to come. I figured there would be some sort of.
That's what I've been assuming. It's just like.
Because I did this the last time, where when I talked to them, I did the old voice. And
fair enough. Cool.
But if that's throwing you, I'll just speak like Filian the whole time.
You're good. However,
That's fine.
I like the idea that Filian actually can totally do a normal voice, but he just usually doesn't. Like that he's capable of it. Oh man, that's great. So she's kind of leading you, but as you guys are going, yes, Filian.
She?
Karis is taking you, yeah.
Karis. Oh.
She's kind of this way, and she'll just sort of start, oh my, is moving you guys along. But Fillion was asking a question before I interrupted. Sorry.
Oh, it never come up. They're usually droid nearby that just translate for you without even asking. They're very nosy.
Interesting. Would you like to? I may know a spell. I would let you speak Sylvan or something of the nature.
I shall have to.
You don't have to.
Then fine.
Then fine. Well, in any case, yes, you guys make it sort of across this quad. You sort of see that you're being led to another one of these just kind of gothic-looking halls. You do see there are various bell towers and some other things, but the building you're going to is a slightly smaller one, sort of not on the main quad, but you can see the quad from it.
But this is pretty nice of you, Egghead. What's in it for you?
You're talking to Karis?
Yeah, Egghead.
Egghead? What? Oh dear. Is this? I don't even speak Orcish. I'm so sorry. I haven't even attempted to learn it or any of the Orcish dwarvish dialects.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I don't care to learn anything about Shadow Elves either.
Okay.
Asha will swat at his calf.
Okay. Sorry.
Even for me, this is a little much.
Oh wow, he sounds so old now. Are you sure that you want to go to the folklore studies? I mean, it's almost exclusively Shadow Elves.
Okay. Let me reword that. I do not know much about Shadow Elf folklore and culture, and let's just say
You see, this gentleman is more of sort of our protection on our journeys here between me and my fey-touched creature here in our studies.
Yeah, there we go. We'll go with that.
Okay. Okay. Yes, perfect. Well, yes. Then. Yes, this way, of course. Egghead. She's kind of assuming this is an Orcish term. Just has it back and just kind of leads you guys towards this building. You sort of walk in and she'll say, "All right, well, could you while we're going, which crossing did you come here through, my fey friend?"
Yes.
Oh dear.
The Animal Crossing.
The Animal Crossing. The Animal. I don't. Oh, what is the Animal Crossing? Where I'm not familiar.
It's on the Switch. It's hard to miss. It's a really big one too.
On the Switch. Oh, of course. Well, I should look into this, of course. All right. And she just kind of moves you guys up, and yeah, she sort of leaves and leads you rather. You see there are sort of several classrooms and things, but she kind of takes you up to sort of a second floor. So I believe the professor's offices are on this floor, and I hope you can find whoever it is you're looking for, and good luck. And I hope you get back to the Animal Crossing safely, Eggheads.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
She'll go downstairs. At this point, there
Okay.
are a few
Asha will
students.
turn to Dominic. You gonna get her beat up.
That's the best part, isn't it?
I mean, Dominic, look. Would you calm down if we found you one elf to kill? We killed him.
Just what?
I thought you were going in the what is it? If you can find one innocent Shadow Elf, I will spare this university. No, can't be found.
How
that's great.
That's how Filian thinks.
For the sake of the one, I will spare the city.
What is his name? Oh,
Abin Evans.
Professor Evans.
Abin Evans.
Yes, Professor Evans. So you're
Professor Evans.
The professor. Okay. Yeah, I guess let's go and see if we can find him in the faculty lounge.
I guess go ahead and just so.
I mean, there must be.
It's nameplates. I was gonna say someone could roll for it, but realistically, between Asha's navigate track and Philly's.
But I mean, there must be not even just like a faculty lounge. There must be an office here for this major, for this department, with like a directory inside it.
You don't even need like the name is going to be on a nameplate in front of one of the offices on this floor. You don't even need that. You will find the guy you're looking for rather directly if you literally walk down this hallway. Yeah, before you even have to go to looking through that sort of stuff. So yeah, you can go chat with
And we can read?
Yes, you can read.
Okay.
or Dominic will be able to if nothing else.
Oh,
And
that's
Filian can as well.
Can I?
You can read this language, yeah.
Huh.
You speak
It's
Elvish?
the exact same. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Exact same Elvish dialect from.
It's one of those convenient things where you get to talk to them too. I don't know.
That is true.
Yeah. So yeah, you find Professor Evans, and it does say on it, department head. And Dominic, actually, tell you what, you or anyone could do an investigate on this nameplate if you'd like to.
Oh, sure.
I'm not that kind of detective.
Not the kind of detective. Spend a clue token. Oh wait, no.
Nothing for me.
Is
Okay.
2. All right, let's go for it. No matches.
Fill in.
Nothing.
No worries then. You simply say the nameplate says department head.
Department head?
It says he's the department head of the folklore department. Yes.
If the door's closed, I guess we knock. I mean, Asha would knock.
The door is closed, I suppose. Yes.
Shave and a haircut.
Asha will complete it.
After a moment, a sort of a voice from within says, "Come, come."
Okay.
Hello. As you guys enter, you see there is a sort of a shadow elf. He's kind of just like broader and bigger than most shadow elves you've ever seen. Most shadow elves are very slender, and though he has kind of high cheekbones and stuff, he's kind of it's a real like Brian Blessed energy. He's like very sort of like and he does even have a bit of a kind of like a sort of, he doesn't have like a massive beard, but he's got a beard, and he's sort of in there and sort of looks up and says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yes. We were hoping
Stand back,
to...
Filian. And I go look around as if I'm looking for any hidden weapons or something like that on the protection after all.
Oh. Yeah, forgive him. He does a cursory search of every room we enter. We were hoping to sort of plumb the depths of your knowledge on...
Who are you?
Oh, I apologize. My name is Filian. Yes, I'm probably more from of an Eastern university from the continent, and this is my traveling companion Asha, who, as you can see, is a fey-touched being here, of a sort of unusual persuasion, and we've been sort of traveling to gather more information on folklore and fairy tales and all sorts of such like that to better understand her unique condition.
Oh, well, in that case, you've probably come to the right place. I'm putting together an index, you see, of folklore. So he kind of stands up and sort of wanders over and kind of nods to Dominic as well and says, "And is your security or something?"
Yes, we've traveled sort of across the land, so must be aware of cut purses and such. Highwaymen.
Oh, well.
General knaves.
Oh, I hope not. Not in civilized. You really must be from the continent, then, I suppose. All right. Well, he sort of leans down and kind of looks at Asha and says, "In Sylvan." He just says some stuff to you, like,
Asha's she's just gonna stand there smiling and like scratch her arm.
So your fate-touched friend does not speak.
Or has forgotten. We're unsure.
Asha, speak fine.
Oh, but I know nothing is wrong with my Sylvan dialect, so it must be. That's very interesting. All right. All right. Whereabout? Yes, please. So you're a fey-touched creature. You appear to be a bear. Is this always what your form has been, Asha?
What? Yeah. Yes.
Can you magically change your shape?
Not without help.
What help do you use? Oh wait, hold on. And he goes and he picks up like a book and he starts going. Okay, so is this type 1673? Do you have a? Is it that little sort of cowl you wear? If you take that off, do you turn into a human or an elf or a swan or something?
If you want the cowl off, we gotta get drinks first.
Oh, so it's a trickster entity, I see. So is it? Have you ever tried to charm someone into marrying you by offering them coins or quests to go?
Not coins.
Not coins. Okay, so it could be a variation on. Is it food or is it wealth that you typically offer them?
Okay, definitely not wealth. Sometimes Asha offer food. Sometimes Asha offer services. But usually the offer is just so that Asha gets something. Asha doesn't want to get married.
Now we're getting somewhere. All right, so much of my research, of course, has been into sort of shadow elvish folklore, but there are a lot of elvish folktales as well. And I think that Azure of the Fairylands is probably more of this sort of place. So, all right, so you are are you a princess?
Sometimes. Is there a globe here? Asha is just spinning the globe while he asks all this.
Make a luck roll.
Is that all the die? I don't.
You get 5. Yeah, just roll 5.
Yeah. Okay. 2 5s and 2 2s.
Oh god, it's one of those. I don't think either of this is comedy, sadly.
No.
If they add up to 7, that would be comedy. Which one do you want to go with? Horror or noir?
I guess horror. Is there some unspeakable thing that she can like spin like a globe?
I more think she's doing it. She's like, I imagine the way she's doing it, she's just like spinning up, but like claws like scrape, like. Thing. And he kind of looks over and goes, yes. So all right. So I believe that you may be. And of course, I can't take all the credit for this index. A lot of great work was done by old Professor Uprode many years ago, but I'm standing in his, following in his footsteps, and I've put it together. I think combined, I've gotten a pretty good shape for my index of folktales. So, oh, of course. Are you immortal?
Asha, I'd like to think so.
Have you stepped out of the realm of sort of a collective unconsciousness, and are you sort of a fairy tale creature, or are you simply a fey-touched entity who sort of might have some tropes of these folk tales that I've been studying so acutely?
Asha doesn't step out of Asha's own consciousness. Asha step out of other consciousness all the time.
What? Wait. He kind of turns to you said your name is Filian. Where did you come across this fey-touched individual? Did she step out of is she a character?
Not to my knowledge. No, I first met Asha in sort of a land of conjoining worlds.
Hold on. You know what characters are?
Characters, well, I mean, there are. It is sort of land of adjoining worlds. Wait, is it? Wait. Hold on. He sort of gets a pen and begins to. Hold on now. Are you saying that this creature? Are you a dream walker? Do you travel in the realms of dreams?
Oh, sometimes, yeah.
Well then. Oh my.
I was about to consider being quiet about it, but all right, fine. I guess cat's out of the bag.
So you travel. So this is
Ewok.
We'll just drop every kind of pretense then.
Good, and he's talking different too. He'll sort of pause.
Were we supposed to keep secret?
I mean something, but we're fine.
Don't worry. So Asha, so you're a character. You are a fairy tale.
Tell Asha first if we need to keep secret.
No. Asha, this is perfect. I'm going to have my clerk come in here and take some notes. One moment, please. Mr. Famia, Mr. Famia, I need your services at once. And moments later, a rather slender shadow elf, young, sort of comes in, probably same age as Karis. He'll step in, and he kind of has like some pages, and he sort of pauses to see a Philly, and he just noticed, but he's pauses to see kind of a burly, differently dressed orc, and then Asha, and he'll sort of say, "Yes, sir." Mr. Fibia, please have a seat right here. And I'm going to have you take some notes for me.
Is that your only copy of that book?
Of my index?
Yes.
Well, these are some of my sort of personal notes. No, we do have sort of a publication in process.
Yes, you did mention that there was a person who had done a lot of the work before you.
Yes, Professor Uproad.
Uproad?
Uproad.
How did they do this? Did they travel between worlds?
Well, no, he just did what I did. We just collected various stories and we traveled and found all the writings we could of folklorists and sort of combined it together, and he had sort of created a thing. I've cast a larger net than he did in bringing more types of folk stories, not only of elvish traditions, also humans, dwarves, and even orcs, together. So sort of put it all together like that. But, at this point, this sort of clerk who's come in goes, Did you say traveling between worlds?
Yes. Okay, I should speak a little more plainly here. Is that we do believe that there is some sort of connection between Asha here and an entity we've only heard referred to as the Nightmare Rider. But we've been able to find very little information on this being.
Well, I can help you there if you're looking for information on the Nightmare Rider. Oh, the Nightmare Rider appears in numerous folklore of sort of the sort of shadow elves of my people, of the Kiskut. But there are other theories about sort of actually, I'm going to bring you my sort of. He sort of goes and he kind of pulls out this other book and sort of sets it down and says, "So this is Professor Uproad's text. This is sort of one of his old text, and he, though I have added areas where I think that things might actually be referring to creatures like the Nightmare Rider, he has a rather authoritative sort of a statement on it. But," and he sort of begins to sort of open this massive book up and sort of spins it around. You see there's a woodcut engraving. And he says, "So the Nightmare Rider is a figure in sort of in many shadow elvish traditions, and it is interesting because it is a folklore that is developed not only on our material world where shadow elves dwell, but also in the shadow world where sort of many shadow elves also dwell. You understand? You see?
Okay.
This figure is called the Nightmare Rider, and he'll show you this woodcut, which is of a sort of like this kind of dark cloaked figure riding a horse in the sky through what looks like a tremendous storm, and whatever sort of like illumination in the sense of like manuscript illumination, it's all very purple and sort of intense, and you're sort of getting that big stuff. And he says, "So there are of course many sort of connected entities to this. There is of course sort of it also ties into one of the old tropes of sort of the wild hunt." Sort of these hunter entities in the sky, the Great Hunt, the Wild Hunt, Masters of the Wild Hunt, such things. But the Nightmare Rider, though connected to these, and in some folktales, the Nightmare Rider is a member of this. In some, the Nightmare Rider sort of serves at the behest of the Lord of the Hunt, but in others, it is the Lord of the Hunt who serves the Nightmare Rider. You see, one thing about the Nightmare Rider that is different, as you can see, and he's showing you various wood carvings. They're all kind of upsetting and creepy things. You see, the Nightmare Rider rides alone.
Alone.
Yes, you see, the Nightmare Rider rides. Many of these folks' tales insist that he goes to a point of sort of where he can find the greatest fear. He can enter the nightmare of the sleeping. He'll ride across it, and wherever he can go to, whenever there is a darker sky, he can travel to. Now, as connected to your friend Asha, so you think there's a connection here, this is interesting, because though the Nightmare Rider is not shown in this, he picks up another book and slams it down and says, as you can see, there are elvish stories about various handsome riders in the sky who go riding, and there are many stories about princesses who've been turned into interesting, cute animals, such as your friend Asha, and how then the prince has to sort of complete various tasks, and in one of them he has to win a race against an entity riding in the sky who very much could be like the Nightmare Rider. So that is, of course, that is what we're calling the APY type, what is it, Mr. Fabian? And sort of the other says, 761, sir. Yeah, 761, there you go. So these are sort of tropes of rescue the princess by sort of winning a race, but obviously if the Nightmare Rider's involved, that would give it a very different cast. Asha, if I may continue asking you a few questions. When do you do everything in 3s or 7s?
Is Asha supposed to be counting?
No, I suppose you don't. If you've observed Felicia, does she always eat 3 apples for breakfast? Does she lay out 7 gowns? You know, it's going to be 3s or 7s. It simply has to be.
She always drinks at least 7 drinks.
Yes. There we go. I'll put that down, Mr. Fabio. And the sort of this clerk says, I'm sorry, sir. I don't. What is happening? Just for now, take notes for me. Don't worry
Dominic
about it.
just had a thought. Hey Asha, why don't you do your signature dance move, and I'll count how many times it shakes.
Yeah. I should do.
Okay,
Yes,
Asha,
you will.
if you're gonna twerk it up, I think we've put that as a
It better with music, but still good.
Wait, did we never give you twerk as an action?
No, you didn't.
Okay, well you're getting it as a. Hold on, that's unacceptable.
So I am very academically counting how many times it sways just to make sure it's
Hold on.
multiple
There you
of
go.
3 or 7.
That's your twerk right there. That's what you got for twerk. Give me one. I think she's laughing because I gave her a retcon dice in twerking, but I don't think she has one.
Oh, you're
Yeah. So trying to see here. What should be more appropriate? 2 in 7s.
2 and 7. Well, then it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wait, you
Multiple of
didn't get a
7?
single match when you rolled your 5?
No.
Wow, I'm so sorry. Well, at least you had
I have the
thing,
retcon
you-
die,
yeah.
so it's fine. Yeah.
So then she dances hilariously.
But I specifically count a multiple of, let's say 7.
Actually, oh yeah, you did 7, so it's a 7, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Twist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, discombobulation. Oh, that's.
I've never
very
counted,
impressive.
but yeah, that's a multiple of 7, isn't it?
So 7. So did you hear that, Mr. Fabio? Write that down. I was like, what about? Okay. Yes, sir.
Can I do a read person on this guy, Mr. Famio?
You absolutely.
I'm trying to
may.
determine if like he was summoned here, but he doesn't seem to know what's going on. So I'm just trying to wonder if he's like, I don't know. I guess hang on, this is what, detect vibe, read person. Oh,
Read
that's right.
read person. Detect vibe read
Yeah.
person.
He is among us, you might say.
Yeah, then if he's just someone who seems like he's not who he should be. Let's spend some power.
Who doesn't love spending power?
Hang on. I'm trying to. Is this? Oh, sorry. There it is. That's where it is on this page.
Oh yeah, it's kind of over to the side. Again, apologies, KJ, for how the layout of this page is a mess.
Well,
Scroll
it's
both
fine.
directions.
That's fine. It's just that it's in a different place than it is on all the other. If they just were universal places too, Philip, but you put them in different places
Nah,
on each
it's
of them.
Impossible.
I'm gonna I'm gonna re-roll and add an extra. So I'm gonna spend 4 power.
Love it.
There we go. It's 2 pair. 4 pair of 4s, pair of 6s. Let's go with the 6s, given what I'm trying to figure out here about this guy.
Pair of 6s mystery. There is something off about this person. They seem sort of less confused and maybe more kind of like put out or concerned by what's going on. And the way they're talking does feel kind of weird.
Mr. Famion, you seem out of sorts. Are you also wearing a flesh machine?
My God, Philin, you can't just ask people if they're wearing a flesh machine.
What does this mean? Wearing a flesh machine?
Why not?
And what's the flesh machine?
A machine made of flesh.
Your skin bag.
What? Skin bag? What is it? Somebody's skin
You see,
bag?
Asha made of beautiful silky fur.
Yes.
You made of skin bag.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's not a compliment, but you're welcome.
But Mr. Fi Meow, what are they talking? Do you know what they're talking about? In response to this, Mr. Fi Meow, sort of like turns to the professor, and
is there something in my? Does my eye have modes in these worlds anymore, or?
When you're in this thing, it won't actually. I guess
Okay.
technically, yeah. Yeah, like a X-ray.
Like an X-ray or something? Yeah.
You know, there is no X-ray spell, which is interesting. You have to have the ring of X-ray vision to see through stuff.
Sure.
But I believe that I did create it as a custom spell for the Provinia campaign that they could learn X-ray. Let me see if I can.
No, it's okay. It's not. I would have to learn that from Dr. Holden Thane, and I never did, so that's fine.
No, it's fine. No, I'm saying I had that as a D&D spell that I would allow you to
I see.
to expend casting on. I think that's kind of high. It was a 7th level spell.
Oh, jeez. No
I don't
thanks.
think it's worth it for your at this moment. But
Not when it puts me close to death. No.
Yeah. But as you're sort of thinking about this, basically, but the person sort of there.
But now that
this young
Filian
clerk,
brought it up,
Yeah.
can I spend 2 power to get a clue, to get a reading of the situation?
You absolutely may.
I'm really hoping you're leading to some sort of like
My
this is turning to
gumshoe.
like some Mission Impossible, like stretching the face.
So basically, as Dominic, so you're going to spend 2 power and you get a clue. That's how it works with the man.
Good. Pretty good.
And
You-
Filian's brought it
You
up.
sort of look at this and go, Filian, and you're gonna look at Asha as she's like pulling on her fur, and the professor is kind of like sympathetically like pulling on his skin to see what he's talking about. You're gonna look at Filian. You're gonna look at Filian, and you're gonna look at Mr. This young clerk, Fi Meow. You look back at Filian. You notice like a little seam here on the side of Filian's face. But then you look at Fi Meow and you see there is a seam on the side of his face too. There is a seam on the side of this guy's face. And he, as soon as Filian said that, he's gotten real quiet.
I've seen this flesh golem, as I would probably understand it, be operated twice by Filian. Do I know how to open it up from the outside,
Yeah, you think you
face-wise?
Because you all checked. Remember the first time I got one of these, you all checked.
You all
make
checked
sure.
to make sure you weren't it. Yeah, there's like a thing you
Alright.
can touch there.
All right, so I'm going to roll a deceive and try to say, you're sweating a little bit over there by your temple, and quickly press where the
You're gonna try.
release
You're gonna.
would
Okay, so
be.
you're gonna try to deceive him. So that
This
you can
has
sort
to
of
be
get-
the equivalent of just like ripping someone's shirt off. Like, why would you just do that?
Go ahead and give me a deceive.
You got a little schmutz there. Let me just get that for you, person I don't know.
2 7s. Comedy.
Comedy.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
well, hang
I'll
on.
say with 2 7s. I'll have to. I'm gonna.
Everything works in comedy.
Everything's.
Comedy's a good. Oh no!
Did he get a mega success?
He got a 3rd degree success,
Oh.
and he got it in horror. So this is gonna be bad. So basically,
Oh, no.
you reach over to do that, and the professor's like, what are they? What flesh machine? What is it? What did you call it? Flesh machine?
Flesh machine.
Yeah. He's like, flesh machine. What is this about? And suddenly, in response to this, as like Dominic's like, you've got some sweat there, and he sort of starts reaching. This body in a sort of jerky way that now that you're seeing it, you're like, yeah, there's nothing. He doesn't like go to stop you or anything. He just kind of like raises a finger up like this. And Dominic, you do sort of like pause for a moment when he does that, just as a sort of like, whoa. And the professor also pauses. And then he moves his hand up here. And sitting within it is a little mime who just kind of looks out, and he looks at you, Filian. He's got his little hands on the controls. Dominic, you're not exactly frozen in place, but you definitely just like don't feel moving right now.
My immediate instinct
Mm-hmm.
is to try to take my Dan Stevens fist and just punch this thing punch the figurine in the face.
You may absolutely do that. You can. Something's going on with Google right now. It's like destroying all the things. That would be a fight, but actually, yeah. Okay, tell you what. Make a fight, but
Use Dan Stevens' stats.
make a fight roll. But
Can I have Dan Stevens in the guest? Can I have his stats from the
sadly,
guest?
no. But as you go ahead and make the punch roll as you sort of try to punch.
I should just like, wow, he always talking
You
about
sort of
mime,
move to punch.
but now this is really
Also,
a
please
mime.
give me a keep control.
Oh, which is under intel? No,
It's
will.
will. Uh-oh.
Nope.
So basically, you sort of go up to punch, but then the little mime, stops, and he lets go of his. Oh no, he doesn't. You'll see him operating it. So even though he's operating it, his arms are moving, but you see his hand move up and just like stop, and your hand does what he's doing, and then he moves his own hand back. He's very sort of delicate, and he makes you tap your own face and open
His
your
cup
own face
hand.
up. Well, yeah, but he's doing it on. See, all he's using are just 2 little Lego joysticks, but he has so much dexterity in them.
What is the professor doing?
The professor is frozen like silently because the guy did this to him.
Oh, okay.
And Filian, so as you try to punch instead, he almost does the like. You know what? He won't even do that. As you're punching, he'll mimic you punching, but he'll stop and he'll do a Tim Heidecker in Us style, like hand up, but then he taps and your face opens up. And upon seeing you, you guys are watching as this open-faced little mime thing goes. Keep like recognizing Filian.
Because he's basically controlling me to make me do these things, so
Yeah.
I am not in control.
But yeah, you're not in control right now. Dominic, you've kind of been stopped as well for a thing. Asha, you're just now looking because there's a creepy little mime.
Can I still talk, or am I completely locked up?
You could talk if you wanted to.
Asha! Kill the mime!
Probably shouldn't have said that.
The mime kind of
Out
just
loud.
turns to Asha and does this.
Well, so she's seen it look at like the other people
Mm-hmm.
make a motion and then they freeze, right? So does she understand that
I
it's a
think
line of
Asha
sight thing?
understands the idea that this thing's messing with people, sort of compelling them somehow. You know, Dominic like moved to do a thing and he sort of got stunned.
So can she? Is it a line of sight? Like she's assuming it's line of sight thing. Is that correct? Because she's just gonna like duck behind the desk or something.
Yeah, if you simply want to hide from this thing, you can absolutely
Yes.
do that for sure. Give me a sneak.
Wow. 2 5s.
2 5s. All right. I will say that for this purpose of you just trying to get away from it, and 5s is noir, and for some reason, like a noir hide feels like a thing, you know? A noir.
Well, so I do have a 5 and a 6, and I'm using the reroll die. Would the mystery be better for sneaking or?
I think noir is very good for sneaking.
Okay.
Into the shadows kind of vibe for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So Asha is told to hide. Or she's told to kill the
She was
mob,
told to kill the thing, but
but
she's gonna hide.
but
from
she
it,
elects
yeah.
to hide first. And seeing that, Dominic, you witness this thing just go, and then tap its head and like actually no, it'll stay creeped out. The professor is like, and he'll sort of think. But it's really disturbing because it's like a body moving like this, but there's just a little Lego like puppeting it to the top. But the Lego thinks for a moment and then goes, and then points to the professor and starts gesturing his hands like this. Then he begins to lift, and you guys see the professor begin to lift up like he's being hung. By
hell
his
no.
neck.
Well,
Yeah.
so
How in
Asha-
control am I?
I will. Yes. So that happens, Dominic. I'll say at this point you can attempt to maybe assert some control. Asha, yes. What do you want to do?
She wants to. Is his face still open?
It is right now.
She has a heavy blaster pistol. She wants to blast it in the face.
You want to pull it out and shoot. Okay, Asha, go ahead and make a. You can make a fight roll in that case.
Or actually, maybe this would be better. Could she throw her wrench across the room as a distraction and then kind of climb up it and reach in and grab the thing?
That is a fight, but if you're going to do that, you will need to have 2 successes in the roll. So one will be for the throw, and one will be for the try to pull him out.
Oh, they're 2 different rolls, right?
No, you would make one roll, and you would need it to have multiple successes in that roll.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, 2 2s and 2 3s
Yeah.
at the same time. Huh.
Okay, I can
And
do that.
Interestingly,
If I throw a ton
that's
of
a
dice
case
on it.
where, in sometimes for this sort of engine like this, if you roll 4 of a kind, you might say, "Cool, I'm gonna have it be 2 successes. What is this and what is this?" Rather than being the over the top thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I have a 3 in fight, so I'm gonna use my power to add a ton of die onto it.
Great,
And
Dominic.
can I help by using my highly intimidating presence? I don't even need to move. I'm just intimidating.
Go ahead and make an intimidate roll.
3.
Yes, actually, Dominic, you make an intimidate roll. You're just glowering and grunting.
And can I add power? Is that 2 to add an extra dice?
2 to add extra dice. Yes.
All right.
Correct.
This is
roll
why you had
6
to.
dice with the recon.
This is why you had to go get the Lego. Yeah, when at the beginning of this. This is why you didn't need Fillion.
2 8 8.
I'm adding
so
5
far.
die, by the way.
You're adding 5.
nice.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So that just so you know, this. Okay, now KJ, before you do that, if you're adding 5 die, that means you have 3 power left. So
Yes.
because you're about to be in a fight situation, if this thing strikes back at you and you would take more than 3 damage, you're down.
I'm really banking on because having dealt with Fillion, I'm really banking on the Lego being stuck in my paw and not,
Okay.
it's trapped. I'm assuming a lot here because I haven't really tried to kill Fillion or,
No, but you have
remove
seen seen my things just not really affect.
Yes, I mean he's doing that, but from what I can tell, he's doing it through line of sight. So if he can't see anything, my hopes is
Sure. Okay, so go ahead. So Dominic, please give me your intimidate.
2 5s, 3 8s, and 1 retcon. So I'll make it 4 8s and 2 5s just for fun.
4 8s. And
Yes.
that's meta.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. That actually will do something.
I have 3 6s and 2 1s.
Okay. Which is which?
Um,
Which is the distraction, which is
Well-
the grab.
I think mystery should be the distraction, so that's the 3
Okay.
6s,
Okay.
and then the grab is the heroic.
Okay. The grab is the
Yeah,
heroic. Okay, perfect. I will give you a thing on that, so I'm actually gonna... Interestingly, though... Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so, Dominic, is there... like, you can also talk if you want to. You're not like silenced fully. You're kind of... You can't quite move, but what do you want to say to intimidate this guy as this happens?
Something along the lines of, let's see, for when I worked for the mob, I've definitely melted down a few brickborn every now and then.
Okay, fair enough.
So I know how to deal with bricks, so to say.
I've melted my share of brickborn, and you melt easier than them kind of vibe, yeah.
Something like that.
Dominic says he's melted his share of brickborn. That's also horrific.
Says something deeply fucking unsettling.
All right.
While Asha's throwing the wrench, she's like, "What the fuck?" bro?"
Oh no! Now Asha distracted. Okay. So here's how this is going to go down. Asha. He sort of turns and hears Dominic, and his face is just... He just looks real sad to hear that.
I mean, he looked real sad to hear
To hear
before
anything.
he said that.
That's true.
The autofocus.
Come on, autofocus. You saw him real good a second ago.
Doesn't consider it a real face.
I know.
Well,
Anyway, the point is, he looks real scared to hear what Dominic says, but he's, or like not scared, just kind of like surprised. Meanwhile, the professor is like, he's like choking. Asha, you sort of throw this wrench and he sort of flinches. And you're sort of coming up on the table and you're reaching for the face. And he sort of sees you reaching for the face and you fully distracted, but you're reaching for the face. So, damn. I guess no, because Dominic scared him too much. His response is he does roll high enough to evade you. He does roll high enough to move back, but he doesn't roll high enough to do the main thing he wants to do because Dominic has scared him too much. So in response to this, he simply man, damn it, you thwarted him. He as you sort of reach for it, he manages to like close the thing, like your claws like cut into the flesh machine, and you like leave this like nasty scar, but there's like no blood or anything under it. It's just like you're just like ripping gray flesh, and there's kind of like maybe some kind of liquid musculature, but he doesn't seem to be suffer from that at all. And Asha, I'll even say, tell you what, this is, you don't have to roll super high on this. Asha, give me a resist harm.
where is that?
It's under your vitality.
Yeah.
This is literally going to be if you break a claw in the process.
How stereotypical.
But if you get a single one, you won't. If you roll matches or a one, you won't break
I
it.
only have a 2 in resist harm.
I know.
So
Yeah.
no
Hey, you
match.
might roll a one. What do you got?
No match.
No match. What did you roll?
2 and a 3.
2 and a 3. Yeah. Sadly, he does kind of like it closes.
Does that count for like the numbers in a row? Go ahead and re-roll.
I'll let you re-roll. But yes. You know what? In honor, KJ. In
Don't
honor
say
of
it! Oh
April
my God!
Fool's Day, I will let you re-roll
2 7s.
2 7s. Then,
Yes.
Then, though it snaps on your claw, you're able, like, you rake it back, but you're able to like pull out without your claw getting like, without you breaking a claw in the thing, which wouldn't have really hurt you that bad, just would have like literally hurt. But as this is happening, Dominic, I want you to do are you pretty good at read person, Dominic?
Where's the end of that? Yes, 4.
Detect 5. Yeah, give me a Detect 5 read person. Filian, you could do so as well. I think Asha is too close and up. Asha, I think, is like standing on a desk. You know, she leapt up and threw the wrench, and he was on
2 3s.
2 3s. I'll see if Filian has around the same as well.
2 3s.
2 3s.
Oh, exactly.
Both
So
of you
have
guys,
around the same.
Oh,
exactly.
you know what? Quests, fantasy, adventure, all that stuff. Both of you can see, even it was honestly, you guys saw it as the thing was closing because the little guy puppeting, he was like looking down. What he wants to do is he was trying to harm the professor and steal a bunch of books and get out of there. That seemed to be his plan once he was like exposed by Filian. But now that he sees that the books, now that you guys have done this, like you see that he wants to reach down for the books, but instead he just jumps out of the window. Just, you know, like through like the leaded
with
glass.
the suit, right? Like
In the suit, yeah, not the, like he's closed it up, but the face is all messed up, and it's kind of like, you know, like it's, you know, like when like Terminator's broken and you see like a robot eye underneath. It's that sort of vibe.
What's the evil counterpart for Dan Stevens here? I'm imagining that's the
the look of it, yeah. I think, you know, he's young though. We said he's young. He probably looks like what's the kid from I'll tell you who he looks like. Asa Butterfield.
Asa Butterfield.
That's whose face Asha just cut up. But he does kind of, you know, he leaps backwards out the leaded glass, just trying to get away.
Can I move again?
I will say at this point you can move. The professor is still choking, is being strangled.
I'm gonna
just lift. I'm lifting him up with my hands.
Oh, okay.
So
so you go over to grab him, but Filian casts Levitate. I love that. Filian, go ahead and you expend. Was that 3, 4?
I think it's 2.
Levitate.
Levitate's
Oh yeah, because it's only up. Yeah.
It's up and down. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, Dominic, you're trying to grab this, and he's actually, tell you what, Dominic, give me, is lift on there? Or is it only athletics for this sheet? Sorry.
There is lift. Yes.
Yeah, give me a lift then.
2 8s.
Perfect. So yeah, so Filian, it's between the two of you, Dominic, you lift him up, and Filian kind of like raises him up, and after a few moments, Asha, since you're sort of, Asha, give me a look roll out the window. Or you could do a smell if you wanted to, but it really is more of a, you'll.
Well, the look roll is 2 die.
Okay, give a smell's fine.
I mean, I'll do the look roll. I'm not going to see anything.
Sure, understood.
You never know.
Well, I did the 4. I got 2 4s. I did the smell. But
with a smell 2 4s, you smell that body, which now that they had mentioned it, he and Filian there is a similar smell to those bodies. And he's running. Okay. You can tell that he's like moving away. You also hear people being like, "Oh, goodness, great!" And you even hear Karis down there being like, "What? Oh no, that was. What? Oh,
realistically, wait, what floor are we on? Are we still on the first floor?
You're up. You're at least on the second floor. I think we said you're up one. You're up a level. Yeah.
I think
realistically, we're not gonna catch up with it.
No.
Yeah.
Because he can always ditch the flesh machine and be real stealthy.
Yeah.
Just we should just grab what he was after and tear the page.
Oh, thank you so much for. Oh dear. Oh.
Asha's gonna just sit back down on the desk, I presume, and speak.
Yeah.
Asha also really likes stacks. You should write that down.
What just happened?
I'm gonna close my face up.
Oh, I just thought What? Where?
So what you have learned is that you should kill any mime you meet.
Mime. Oh.
Did he see all that? Like, he was frozen, but he wasn't like...
I mean, he was hanging.
I'm gonna roll to see how much he perceived before he started getting strangled. No matches.
Okay.
So we simply will say that he knows his stuff went up, and he says, "What did I felt a choking? Did Mr. Where's my clerk?"
Now you know why we have the muscle.
Oh dear.
So the clerk was an imposter. It probably was a kill and replace. you probably want to confirm that because I
Yeah,
know
no,
that to
the
happen.
mime definitely made your clerk hang himself. He's definitely dead.
The mime? Oh no.
Yeah.
That's the entity that took the place of your.
He just
Of you.
solemnly picks up a quill and says, "The mime. Well, he's a. Oh dear.
So you know of this mime, Filian. What power does that work for?
Do we know what book the mime was trying to grab?
The mime seemed to be trying to grab all those books he just put on the table. Like the book about the Nightmare Rider and the stuff. And based on you don't know this as much yet, but they could sort of be saying this now. Based on what Dominic and Philly and their sort of their success at 3 of a read person on this thing, they both had a sense that it was kind of a thing of like, well, I better get something for my trouble here since the jig is up, kind of a vibe. Mm-hmm. So you're not even sure that these are like the most important books, but they're important enough that he was going to try to take them, as a report.
All right. Interesting. So, Filian, it seems like you know of this fella because you were reacting to
his
it.
kind before.
Does he work for the Nightmare Rider?
No,
Who does he work for?
the doll.
Doll.
We've killed him once before.
The
Wait,
one.
Maisie? That one they were talking about? That doll? Maisie?
Yes.
Huh. I've
In fact,
literally
it
never
must
seen
be-
Maisie before at all, so I have no clue what to connect that with.
Suddenly,
No, I have conjured a very accurate representation of her.
Yeah,
Who's
yes,
this
he has.
doll?
the
bro?
doll.
has
The doll is
done
also a character in the park. You've seen Maisie numerous times. I love it. The point is, at this point, as
Have
the
I?
professor is like
I
writing.
don't remember
this up,
seeing her.
At this point,
I pass by all the time.
I'm sure Dominic has not. Is like, I haven't paid attention. At this point, the
He's wearing
door.
he's wearing a Maisie t-shirt.
What? Yeah, it's his screensaver. At this point, the door swings open, and standing there in a very nice suit with an ascot, all black, long, with a cane in one hand, a top hat on, very appropriate for the thing, and a pipe in his mouth, is Sherlock Holmes.
My God, who keep inviting him?
Don't worry, I've come here as quick as. Oh dear, did I miss all the action?
Yeah.
Dude, can you just explain everything to him while we take his books and go?
Oh,
Wait, hold on. We still need to know about the Nightmare Rider and Raven's Dread, if you know
We're
anything.
gonna take all the books on it, Dominic. We're taking all the
yes, Raven's Dread, you say? The Nightmare Rider and Raven's Dread. Wait, that's an entirely separate thing. As I suspected.
See?
Oh my God, you were.
If you suspected something was gonna happen, why didn't you show up before they tried to murder the professor
Well, I had
here?
to travel here from another plane, of course. I had a plane shift. Who is this? I'm Sherlock Holmes, the greatest detective in the world. Oh, well, he's a... Oh, I see. He's type 461, arrogant prick. Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, that you got him. Nailed it in one.
That
This
is
is,
correct.
but you're asking, you think this is connected to Raven's Dread?
Yeah. Something
Probably.
like that.
The
That's a
Nightmare
weird
Rider. There are many in Raven's Dread who was said to worship the Nightmare Rider, so it is entirely plausible.
Yep,
But you
we
think
sure
it was?
know.
We always thought it was simply a story. It was not that the Nightmare Rider, as a folkloric figure, of course, sort of existed at one point. But you think they had a direct hand in things?
The name just keeps showing up and people keep mentioning it, so you know how it works in these mystery stories. The name keeps coming up, it means something.
Indeed. Well, perhaps there is. Well, if you need books, of course, he sort of will go and he'll just start saying, you want books about the Nightmare Rider? Here are some I can spare for you. Yes, if you're doing this, and for your character Asha here, who has stepped out of stories, and Sherlock says, I see, I understand, and I take
No,
it-
you a character.
I am a character indeed. You are? Oh, I have so many questions for you. Not the time, my friend. The game's afoot. I and my assistants here must deduce precisely what has happened. Well, okay, but here's the thing, yes. There was something about the Nightmare Rider for Raven's Dread.
Huh?
There was something very strange about the whole thing.
Go on.
Oh, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Ah,
The more you stall, the more I expect someone to just kill him right before you have to say something.
Here's the thing. The secret was no. In fact, though, I will say that, kind of half retconning what I just said a moment ago, one of the books on the table that the mime was unable to take, he will pick that up and say, "It wasn't here, actually. Yes." So there was a sort of a bit of confusion about. So Ravensdread, you. Are you all very familiar with sort of the way that domains of dread function? These realms of
but these guys are.
Oh.
No, okay.
You're not? Villian, are you familiar?
There was one bit of information that seemed very strange to sort of folklorists like me. And actually Professor Uproad, sort of, this is from his own personal journal, and he holds up this little journal there. Just because Professor Uproad was sort of covering folklore, he was unable to finish his index in the time, because then when Ravensdread came, there was so much to do with traveling to Ravensdread and sort of talking to the elves and those who were there and sort of stuff. So it all got very complicated. So there was a point of confusion that I do remember with the Nightmare Rider.
What kind of confusion?
It has to do with the Dreadlord of that place.
Dreadlord of Ravensdread?
Yes, the Dreadlord of Ravensdread.
The one that was killed?
Well, yes. There was some report of him. There was a Stitched named Marco.
Marco Polo?
No, no, not Marco Polo. I don't know that he had a last name though. I mean, he Stitched did not. But he'll hold up a really rough sketch of a Stitched who's handsome in not the Orlando way. He's more like square-jawed handsome sort of guy, you know. It's like if somebody stitched together, like a John Hamm, basically.
I'm imagining handsome Squidward.
Rough.
The Stitched claimed that the Dreadlord was not killed, and that it was the Nightmare Rider who freed that realm from the darkness. Marco was died of his wounds shortly thereafter, and of course no Stitched could ever be brought back after that because the technology has been lost.
Wait, what? No, say that. That part?
Ever since that realm was stopped, there have been no new Stitched, and any Stitched who died are dead because no one can reanimate them without the power that the Professor of Ravensdread possessed.
But what if we have Purple Lady that can make lightning happen?
What? Oh, is that type 729?
Sure.
Okay. Yes, of course. No, this was something else. You see, Marco claimed that he was as dying of his wounds as they sort of found themselves in the material plane, having escaped. What he said to some of them, and Professor Uproad, who had sort of ventured there when it arrived in the sort of the final things, he claims to have heard this directly, that Marco said, "The Dreadlord did not die, don't you see? The Nightmare Rider freed us," that's what he said.
The Dreadlord did not die, the Nightmare Rider freed us.
Yes. But everyone, of course, said that this was preposterous because the body of the Dreadlord was there in the place, and it has been now interred in their cathedrals and everything.
Well, let's pretend that it's not preposterous.
Okay.
What that most likely mean?
I don't know, it's a mystery, but I have made a copy of this journal, and I'll let you take it here.
Yes,
Sort of hand
thank
you
you.
a copy of some of these notes.
That's convenient.
Well, you saved me from a hanging, so I think it's a luck roll. So I'm going to say it's fine.
Sure.
It was all 8, so it's meta. He'll give you that though, and say, but that is how the Nightmare Rider was connected to that place. That this Stitched Marco. I think he was known to many of the other Stitched. If you're ever able to speak to any of them, they might know of him.
Sure.
But Marco dead.
Marco is sadly
That was the
passed.
one that talked with your professor.
Yes, Professor Uproad claims to have spoken directly to him. Now, is it possible Professor Uproad spoke to someone who had and then took it as his own story?
Right.
I won't judge the old man, but it is possible.
That Marco wasn't the Dreadlord.
Oh, no. Well, no. The Dreadlord was the professor.
Oh, okay.
But his body was found. But Marco claimed that the Dreadlord did not die, but his body was right there, so it is preposterous, of course.
What does that? Well, we should let. Do you have any theories about this, Mr. Holmes?
When you've removed the impossible, whatever remains.
Yeah.
Probable must be
Do
the truth.
you say something other than catchphrases?
Sometimes, when I have time to think of it. You've asked me what I think. I'm actually going to roll for Sherlock Holmes. He gets 10 dice on Investigate, by the way.
Well, that would make sense.
And he can change one. And because this is the first time you guys have ever asked him for help, I'll just have him roll to help you. I don't know.
I was just curious. I wasn't really asking for the answer, but okay.
I mean, this is the first time he might be of any use.
Yeah, the first time he's not a total mess here. Okay, there's 10. And he does have... He technically can change 2 of these, but, only to one thing each. Okay.
Funnily enough, this isn't the worst person Dominic's ever worked with, so he doesn't actually hate him all that much.
Well, that is actually cool, because his highest thing... No, he can't. Oh, wait, he can change 2? Then yes, he's going to have 2 4th degree successes. He's going to have 4 2s and 4 6s.
Oh.
And 6 is
He's
his
playing
mystery.
Balatro now.
Yeah. So the 2's the horror, which is appropriate. Shoot, he's gonna figure this out. He's gonna say, based on what you're saying, and if this is true, which I see no reason to assume that it is not. Supposing this Marco is correct, what he was saying is that the Dread Lord of this realm was not who everyone thought it was. The Dreadlord seemingly died, which allowed the Nightmare Rider the opportunity to pull a fast one, to move this place, because I have often wondered how the power of the Saints, with the Stitch and the other people of this realm, were able to free Raven's Dread from the Nightmare Realms. It strikes me that it is more likely that they didn't. It was the Nightmare Rider who did so. And by having someone who is not really the Dreadlord of the place die, publicly, climactically, that made it seem that it had been by their own work. So that means that the Dreadlord of Raven's Dread very well may have escaped just as Marco suspected. Perhaps Marco was a much more perceptive individual than anyone else there.
So,
he saw the truth.
Does that imply that a Demiplane of Dread is only one Demiplane of Dread as long as the Dreadlord is there?
A very interesting question. And I think there may be a truth to that. That this place, a Dreadlord was able to be freed, something that has never occurred before, as far as I know.
Huh. Interesting. You're not so bad, Sherlock.
No, I'm not.
Look, you guess.
Basically just this guy is sitting here and saying, "Are you a new professor at the university? Hardly. I would never stoop to the level of teaching. So, my friends."
After Dominic said he's not so bad.
Yeah. And the goodwill is gone. So he'll sort of pause there and say, "My friends, I think that you should take whatever books you can
All right.
and return to where you're going.
All
I will
right.
see you there very soon, after I wake up."
Thank
The
you.
professor's like, "Well, this is fascinating. Well,
All right.
I think I owe you a thanks for sort of saving me, gentlemen. And Asha, it's just been so fascinating to meet you. Please come and visit me again. I would love to hear all the folk tales that you've been involved in. Have you ever had cruel stepsisters who've made you clean and wouldn't let you go to a ball?"
Yes.
No, that was that was Asha grandma, but Asha not listened to her, so I don't.
A grandmother you didn't listen to? Ha ha! That is type 570!
Okay.
All right. Well, shall we be on our way? I stuffed the books into.
Are there other
student
books we might need besides
jacket.
the one he's?
He'll give you that. He'll give you like if you're sort of asking about this, he'll give you some good notes on the Nightmare Rider. He can give you some texts, but yeah, you
All
suspect you've learned the key thing, and you have that key thing for Henry.
Okie dokie.
So Sherlock says, "I'll see you all very soon."
Alrighty, Mr. Holmes. All right. Well, Professor Evans, we'll be on our way. Thank you.
It is wonderful to meet you all. Filian, please come back anytime. Please dream walk my way whenever you'd like. I'm so appreciative, Asha. It's beyond meeting you. Your bottom bounces 7 times, and it is a truly folkloric thing. The bear with the bouncing bottom. Yes, there once lived a bear named Asha whose bottom would bounce 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then she ensorcelled. Yes, there we go. It sort of just starts.
I mean, Asha Ewok, but Asha appreciate the alliteration, so she let bear slide.
Ewok. No, my Sylvan's not that rustly. I don't know what that word means. Is that some kind of Sylvan Fey term for bear?
Asha Ewok. Asha don't know what to tell you, man. Asha Ewok.
Don't know what to tell you, man. All right, very good.
All right, we go out into the hallway, leaving Professor to ponder the translation of Ewok.
Sure. As you guys step out,
I'm imagining he's spelling with a whole bunch of A's and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like weird apostrophes and stuff. Absolutely, yeah.
Ewok.
Ewok.
All right, and we're out there in the hallway. No one's around.
You're clear.
I take a book, rip out a page. Oh shit, it's not the right book.
Wrong book.
Get the right book and rip a page out of that one.
You guys disappear. I'm going to pause though on a beat of a thing that Sherlock, and it's not troubled that he's doing this, but Sherlock just sort of pauses and sort of steps out right after you guys and sort of chuckles and says, "Of course. Who that Dreadlord really was, that is the real question. The answer, of course, is elementary.
Of course.
Because he got 2, 4, 3 successes, so he has a theory on that too. He didn't share that part though.
Of course, that's just the way Sherlock does it.
In any case,
Except that for him to say it after we all leave implies that it's fucking him. like.
No, I think it's just.
I know, no, but the setup of the scene is very much like they've never caught me,
and they'll never. Yes. So we'll say that you guys get back. Henry's there. Sherlock is asleep, and Henry goes, "Thank God. I hope he didn't bother you too much this time."
No, he helped us out quite a lot.
Oh,
He
wonderful.
get there late. People almost die, and then after it's too late to do anything, he show up like, oh,
Henry,
wasted.
Yes.
whatever the signature of the entity was that you saw coming to this realm, you need to memorize it. It was a fucking mime, and I need to know anytime we're going up against it.
A mime. What do you mean a mime?
It was small mime like Filian.
It was another Brickborn, just like
The one that Maisie sent against us before.
He also
was
in
an
mechanical flesh bag.
What?
He also in mechanical flesh bag.
He's in a machine like what Filian has.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right. Well, then we may need to. I may need to send you to this, or I may need to go directly. Probably I should go directly, although it could be a potential mission for you all. The person who manufactures those suits might need a little visit, because we might need to know who else they've been.
I see. We need to pay him a visit.
Yes, perhaps I should. He kind of looks at Dominic and says, "Perhaps I should do that one on my own." Yes, I understand. All right.
No, Asha.
It's okay. I know how to mend bones.
So the point is, you said that Sherlock was helpful to you. What did you learn?
Yes.
So the mime was there. Was he was posing as a member of the faculty, or the staff, or a student, or something?
Some clerk, a student of the professor. Filian sussed him out. Filian.
Is the professor still alive?
Yeah, we stopped his murder.
Oh, his murder. Well then, Excellent.
I mean, for now he alive.
Well, yes, I'm sure
Fair.
his diet and lifestyle won't lead to him sort of living forever.
No, he
but
did
he's-
not. He did
And
not.
nothing
look
stops
healthy.
the mine from coming back and finishing the job.
Well, now that I'm on the lookout, actually. sort
Well,
of,
now
yes.
his face all messed up. So.
Oh. Wait, the mechanical suit, you messed up the face?
Yeah.
Okay, that is very interesting. So it was not glamored.
Okay. So
Can
I've
you
got
make
all
a
of
Fillion?
these-
Can you create an illusory? Can you show me what he looked like?
Sure.
Oh, cast a like minor image.
The Asa Butterfield model. Okay, fair enough.
So
Yes.
I googled that, but I thought it was the name of a movie, so I did Ace of Butterfield, like Ace of Spades. I'd never heard that name before.
This summer, Ace of
Yeah.
Butterfield. Oh, that's amazing.
I like to think that that's in the. You know, remember the bird?
I looked at
the
that
movie
spell-
Butter. That's like about butter carving.
I did.
This is like the sequel to that. Now we have the Ace of Butter.
Ace of Butter.
I look at that name and I pronounce it Aso, like Japanese for
Sure.
morning.
Sure.
Or
So-
like Asha without the H.
Yeah, that too.
That age. So basically, Henry will hear all of this and say, "All right, well, very good work."
Right. Professor gave us some notes. Don't mind the ripped page. Don't worry about that.
No problem. I understand. If there's fighting, it can be this. What is it that
Yes.
Sherlock deduced?
Oh, so here's what we heard.
Yes.
So Professor heard from his professor, who heard it from a guy named Marco.
Was his Professor Uproad?
Yes,
Okay,
that sounds right.
Understood. Yes, this is his journal. I
Okay.
see. All right, and he heard
Yeah.
from Marco. Oh, I see.
So-
Marco's a stitched. Yes, go on.
Yeah. So he says the Dreadlord did not die. The Nightmare Rider freed us. So I just asked Sherlock what the heck he thought about that, and Sherlock said maybe the Dreadlord wasn't killed, but left the realm somehow.
So Ludwig is still out there. Ketzeschloss.
I don't know how any of this works. You tell me.
Fascinating. Oh, except they had a body. Fascinating. All right. Well, very good. Well, that is excellent news. Well, excellent work. We can seek out a great deal of information. Thank you for what you've done. I appreciate your assistance in this excellent work as always. I'll have another mission for you post haste because, as our sleeping friend would say, I don't ever want to encourage him when he's around, but I would say, as of now, the game truly is afoot. Don't let him know I said that.
What does that mean?
It means that we're in
It
it.
doesn't.
Does
really
it mean
resemble
like
a
the
foot
game is
all.
at hand? That makes more sense
It
than the game
means
is
the
afoot.
game is now going on. We're out of the prologue section. We're no longer in opening innings.
Oh, this is just a game. The consequences aren't that high then.
No. All right, never mind. Here we go. Fillion. The war has begun.
Oh, I understand now.
Alvin Tostig has a son today, and his name is Levon. Ignore that second part. All right. Well, on that thank you all for your work. Much to do. I can't believe they got their hands on a flesh suit. Maisie is much cleverer than I thought. She might be a click over Dracula, honestly. There's a lot going on. Yes, excellent work. Here's sort of march away.
You guys want to get a churro?
That sounds good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Churro ending, the classic.
Perfect. And he thought they go get churros. And with that, we will end tonight's session. Chapter 9.
Wait,
Next
can you
time,
actually
Chapter 10.
Can you actually eat churros, Fillion?
No, I just watch you guys eat. You seem to really enjoy them.
It takes creepy after a
I
while.
sort of vicariously. Well, I don't like watch you eat them.
This fucking mime.
Oh, there you go. So is Frederica ever gonna get fixed?
I'm working on it.
Once I not to take away the whatever, like, you legitimately need Corinna. Your crazy plan requires Corinna. Honestly, here's the other thing. The Frederica getting fixed thing might be it might be a mission where you guys don't go somewhere else. That might be like its own standalone mission. You know, because it'll probably
Okay.
take some doing. So we can vote for that. maybe we'll put that in for next week. I think maybe you're at the point where, you know what, talking to her about Marco, actually, it might now make sense to do that. So maybe that can be an option for next week.
I think it does.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. This was a lot of fun. If you like our channel, please follow us here on Twitch, subscribe if you're able, or subscribe to us on YouTube, which is a much less costly situation. We have other games. Tomorrow, on Wednesday night, rather, we will have Top Flight Tales, where there's a lot of fights about to happen, whether it's fights against angels in the future, or on rooftops, or fights against each other in deep space. A lot of fun to be had. On Friday, we're back with more Blood from a Stone. Last time, guys, it ended with the dwarves delved too deep, and something was coming up. So that was the energy of that stuff. So everyone was real excited about that. Gonna be starts with a horror surge on Friday. So come join us for that. On Sunday, we are back with Here Be Dragons to see what ways our dear Shishu and company further misunderstand the best way to found a religion, which I'm gonna just go ahead and say in a meta thing is a terrible plan for them. Worst.
Oh, it's such a bad plan.
Bad
idea.
idea.
So bad.
But it's
so
but
complicated.
in terms of wonderful viewing, never stop trying to make a religion.
Could have made a unicorn though.
They did meet a unicorn. Well, she kind of had some trouble because, well, there were some misunderstandings, and well, so yeah, that was good stuff. And then a week from tonight, we'll be back with more of this Dreamland silliness. We have our Discord where you can interact with us. We have our YouTube where you can watch old episodes, and we have our wiki where you can read how all these games go together. Thanks everybody for being in chat and being active and all that fun stuff. Do any of you wonderful players want to plug or Manzukis anything?
Yeah, I'll take a Manzukis. I'm going to recommend, based off of our sort of the collegiate nature of this. This is a very new movie, but I enjoyed it quite a lot. The Holdovers was a lovely film. I recommend you guys watch it.
Oh, man,
it's on Peacock.
I like the idea of this professor and the clerk before he was replaced by a mime.
Yeah,
like a holdover style.
Yeah, that was probably the whole thing. And at the end of it, instead of the resolution of the movie, the kid gets killed by a mime.
Yeah, it's basically how.
But yeah, it's delightful. It's on Peacock. Check it out.
No, it's good. I like the movie. Well, very good. Well, yeah. Well, thank you all for watching. This was a lot of fun. Until next time, and I have to do this in honor of Nova.
Oh no, you came up with this. That's a great idea.
Oh, because I'm a man?
Yeah.
You know what? Oh, hold on. I'm so sorry. I have to do this on the way out. Yeah, she totally came up with this. April Fools. Okay. Sweet dreams.